Okay, we're on our final day of the chakra mini training. So, yeah, we've made it this far. We've traveled through the seven chakras, one on each day. So, we started on Monday. The days of the week are a really nice way to work through the chakras because there's seven of them in this system. There weren't always seven, and in some systems we don't include the crown. And there's more than seven chakras. There's loads of chakras, but these are the biggest ones. We have chakras in our palms. We have chakras in our feet. We have a chakra on the tip of our nose. They are basically energy centers where rivers of energy come together, the nadis. And these ones, the seven or the six, which system you're using in the main energy channel, the Sushumna Nadi, are the ones where the biggest rivers of energy, just like if you imagine your nerves coming down from your brain, they pop out through in between each of the vertebrae, and these are quite big branches, and then they branch out and get smaller. So if you imagine the nerve that comes out of your neck that innervates your hands and fingers, the branch that comes out of the neck is quite thick, and then it kind of thins out and the nerves become really, really much thinner. The sciatic nerve is about the width of the thumb, so these are big. So if you imagine then in the energy body, these rivers of energy, these nadis, these energy channels, they can be seen as meridians, transporting prana or energy, or chi or ki, depending on your, which system you're using. They're similar. There's obviously going to be slight differences between them. But these are energetic rivers. So these could be seen as thoughts, emotions, things that affect your mind, body, your emotional state. So your emotions are kind of imaginary, if you will. We can't see emotions. If you cut me open, you wouldn't see happiness, joy, sadness, depression, pain. Pain is a difficult one because it can't be seen in the physical body. It can be felt. So these are kind of felt senses. So I think we all kind of know by now that we're more than just this physical body, and so it's really handy to have these systems of ancient wisdom that help us to understand our emotional bodies and how they move through us. So these chakras, the seven main chakras that I personally use, they are great because they really kind of help me to plug into these planes of consciousness that is my field, is my map for my life, and is my map for transformation. It's my map for facing challenging situations. It's my map for aging. It's my map for moving forward. It's my map through traveling through the seasons yearly, and it's a map that I've been teaching for 20 years and doing for 20 years, and so that's why I wanted to share with you. So if you've been joining me thus far, then you'll know that on the seventh day we're on to the crown chakra. The crown chakra is said to open at the top of the head. So this opens upwards. The root chakra is said to open downwards and to ground you and plug you in from the base of the pelvis. So the coccyx, the pelvic floor, really downwards, so down through the legs, the knees, the feet, into the core of the earth. And then the five in between, the sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, and third eye, are said to open front and back. But also, it's not that they're just those openings. It's kind of this kind of all-round vision. So the crown chakra is said to be at the top of the head, opens upwards, and that's how you plug into spirit, and the root chakra is how you plug into earth. And then for being a human being, you are the channel, the connection between earth and spirit, and then your heart, as we said on the heart day, is the center of that channel that links your spiritual, divine, serene, whatever you want to call it, your other self, with your very human, very real, very tangible kind of, with all your human qualities, all the good, the bad, and the ugly, plugging you into the earth. So the crown is said to be called it's 1,000-petaled lotus. In the new age kind of a vibration system where they were given colors of the rainbow because of the vibrationary element of light there found within them, this would be a violet, ultraviolet ray, very, very subtle. So as we were coming through the chakras, each of them had an element, if you remember, getting much, much more subtle as we came up. So the earth was the root, very heavy. Earth is very slow energy. The particles are not moving very fast at all. It's very solid, but actually very breakable if you think about it. You know, you think about a physical thing like a cup that can break. Earth element is actually the most fragile, even though it's the most kind of physical and kind of movable, whereas as we go up they get actually much more strong, actually much more secure, even though their element is getting much more subtle. So we can see with water's still heavy in the sacral chakra, but it's movable. Then we see the fire at the solar plexus. Fire is very movable, but it still needs an anchor. Then air is just moving, moving, moving. Then we saw the ether with the throat. Ether is space. It's all around. It's inside. And that's what we create in yoga practice, in pranayama practice, in meditation, just some space, which, like, you know, I feel like just need some space. And then when we get to the third eye, the element is mind. So it's kind of consciousness itself. So it's even more subtle. And then the crown chakra, its element is oneness. I mean, you've kind of brought this energy up to this state of pure being, deep connection. If you were thinking about it spiritually, traveling from the root chakra up to the crown chakra, you would be at this point merging with the divine. You'd be so merged, morning Jackie, you'd be so merged with the divine that there's no separation anymore. So really, if you think about ancient yogis who are meditating, some of them would go into a meditative state and never come back. So in a sense, if you really get there and stay there, you're not here anymore. There's no physical body anymore. In a way, it could be the transition into death. But, you know, we're probably not going to be working on that plane of existence. Probably we're going to be moving the energy up and down, because remember I said we want to live in the heart. We want to connect and make sure all of these upper chakras, the throat, the third eye and the crown, are balanced, as well as our lower three chakra balance. We're going to ultimately live in the heart. We're not, unless we're going to go and live in caves, and, you know, that is our ultimate goal, is to kind of find permanent union with the divine and never come back. What we'll see in our lives are these glimpses of union, these glimpses of liberation, fulfillment, and freedom. So these are kind of what we might call peak experiences. So if you imagine that you've done your chakra journey with me in your 7 months, and you've gone through all of that deep, dark, you know, soul searching, and you're kind of starting to realize the path in front of you, and you've done your throat, you've you know, spoken it into being, you've kind of seen your vision. When you get to the crown chakra, it's like you're sitting back and you're watching it, you're watching this, you feel very fulfilled. Your dream that you didn't even realize was a dream as you've been working through this course is starting to take its place in reality. You're starting to sit back. You feel very, very fulfilled in what you're doing. Whereas maybe when you started the course, you knew what you didn't want, you didn't know what you did want, you knew you were in the wrong place, you didn't know what the right place was, you knew that something wasn't quite right and it was time to do a course like this. Well, at the crown chakra, you might get a glimpse of, this is right, this is great, this is what I wanted. So it's this kind of fulfillment of stuff. And then these peak experiences you might experience, like that sense of serenity, that sense of divine, when you maybe climb up a mountain and see a sunrise. You know, we all have those moments as human beings where that serenity, that divine creeps through. Even the people that don't believe in any of this stuff can feel this, you know, and you don't have to believe in all this stuff, but you probably will recognize that as part of being a human, you've had those moments where you're just, you know, tears are streaming down your face, you don't really know why, but there's a sense that everything's right and everything is how it should be, and there's this kind of sense of divine union, there's this sense of you know, just angels creeping through. So I've got a bit woo-woo there, but I probably, you know what I mean. If you do know what I mean, write me a comment and let's see if you think I'm totally gone crazy. Hola, Dora. Hang on, I got rid of myself there. There I am. So Yeah, so that's the crown chakra, and it's more or less. I don't want to talk too much about the crown chakra, but this is the kind of thing we get, this kind of sense that all is well, this peak experience, the sense of pure spirit, kind of like being able to come through your body, feeling oneness, really feeling. I mean, actually, you can get to this through, drug-induced experiences as well. Of course, I have had moments in my life where I have been dancing in a crowd, having perhaps, I don't know who's watching this, having perhaps ingested some substances that really lead to that feeling of like, I love everyone here. Everyone here loves me. We are one, and you can get to that. There are lots of ways to get to that through, spiritual work, meditation, and through ingestion of substances, and what we end up wanting is a path to that place that isn't going to deplete your body, put you in prison, or, just make you into a wreck. But really, we're all searching for that sense in our lives. We are searching. We're all looking for that deep sense of connection and oneness, and being totally in the source. So this is also the area where you feel like you can contact your inner guru. You really are kind of, before we had gurus, and look what trouble that got us into, where we put all of our lives, our bodies into the hands of the guru, and we just did what he usually told us to. Now we realize that, we're getting in touch with that inner guru, and, being able to be guided by your own divine wisdom, which depends on it being able to get through. So anyway, let's see. Just drop me a comment if you know what I'm talking about. And now it's time to do the prize draw. So as you know, if you've been joining me all week, what I've been doing is I've been asking you to engage in this stuff, and I've had some really interesting messages from people who are going through this, even with tiny little, chunks of practice during the week, you can kind of get a sense of the power of the transformation of this stuff. And so I've been hearing from you all week, and everyone who's commented and engaged with the practice, not just live but also on the replay on Facebook or on IGTV and on YouTube, have been entered into my prize draw, and I now have the names in my special pot. And so I'm going to now see who wins the chakra bracelet for having taken part and engaged in this little mini chakra training. So here we go. I'm going to choose now the person who is going to get the bracelet in the post tomorrow. And the person is Carmina Ray Morales, who has been watching this avidly on YouTube. So hi, Carmina. You are winning this chakra bracelet, and it's going to come in the post. So I need to find out where you live and your address. So I will be getting in touch with you via YouTube. I'm going to pick one more name, because sometimes in my experience, what happens is I can't find these people. So I'm going to make the biggest effort I can to get in touch with Carmina through YouTube comments. I will reply to you directly, Carmina, and hopefully we can private message and find out where I can send this to you. But just in case, because people do go AWOL, and I don't need this bracelet, it's for you, you put in the work, I'm going to pick one more name just in case we can't get hold of her. And that name is Lynn Belcher. So Lynn, if I can't find Carmina, then the bracelet's yours. Don't get too excited, because I'm going to do my best to get to Carmina. So that's who wins the bracelet. And then I have been sending off these amazing packs of chakra cards to people who have booked on the full training. Now the training, this is the pack of the chakra cards, and this is what the chakra cards look like. We've got the crown there. I bet they're not in order as well. We've got the third eye there. We've got the heart. Oh yes, no, that is the truth. The throat. I thought I was going in the wrong order. The heart, the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root. So you get a pack of these cards, and what we like to do on our trainings, you get a little bit of information there, and beautiful cover, and some ideas meditation guides. What we like to do on our training, so the full 7 months, is work through one chakra for a whole month through a lunar cycle, which means working on one chakra means we are going to use all different types of tools to connect with the energy of that plane of consciousness. Now, this means maybe some yoga, some physical yoga. Not everyone likes that, but there is that option. There's a yoga class for each chakra. There's meditation. Again, not everyone wants to sit and meditate, but you might be one that connects through that. Guided meditations for each chakra. There's yoga nidra. You may really resonate with yoga nidra, and it's a way of kind of subconsciously, consciously, in a very deep restful state, connect with these chakras. There's journal keeping, there's altar work, there's vibration work, so using essential oils, using different crystals, the more kind of new age approach that, you know, that we've added to the ancient wisdoms, which really help to make this kind of a more tangible way of working. So what we do with these chakra cards is we can use them as a meditation tool. We can use them as a meditation tool on our altars, or we can use them as a Tratak exercise where you literally stare at this as your meditation, and every time you need to close your eyes, you close your eyes and you keep staring at the vision of the yantra, they're called yantras, in your mind's eye until it fades away, and then you can open your eyes again. So that's a very, very good way of working. So we use these cards for the course. Now, if you book up in the course from now until Tuesday when it starts, you get free pack in the post. So I've been busy going to the post office all the time, getting the packs into the post. And also, finally, before I leave you, we said that during this mini chakra training, then I was offering these beautiful mala beads half price I've got. So there's a wooden set here, wooden beads with amethyst detail, and they are normally £10. They're £5. So let me know if you want them put in the post. I have 2 sets of onyx, black onyx malas. One has got chakra detail there, one has got amethyst detail. They're normally 18 and now they're 9. So let me know if you want those popped in the post. We have a set of fuchsia agate beads, normally 18, now 9. And then finally I have this very hefty rose quartz mala, normally 20, now 10. So this is the last chance you get them for half price. Those are £10 instead of 20, so ranging from £5 to £10 basically. If you want them in the post, let me know. If you're joining us for Transform and Inspire, I will see you on Tuesday night. I can't wait. If you can't make the sessions, don't worry, because they're all recorded and they're popped onto a resources page where all of the main material is. Thank you so much for joining me this week. It's been amazing to kind of see you guys. If I'd have been more organized, I would have made a much bigger thing, but as usual with Steph, it's all lastminute.com. So thank you for your patience and have a lovely Sunday, and let me know. Let's keep in touch with me, guys, because you know you're my life. I don't have much else going on here, so you guys are it for me. So thank you so much if you participated, if you commented, if you shared, and keep going. And if you didn't, don't worry. Thank you anyway for being. Take care. Lots of love. Bye.